It's that time of the year again, and I've written a horror adventure scenario for you to GM during your Halloween games. And this year I've decided on a sci-fi setting and a sci-fi concept that is inherently creepy. Do you know that feeling when you wake up, you come to full consciousness, but your body is still paralyzed from sleep? So you're just lying there and you can't move. And no matter how much you will your body to move, it doesn't respond until the rest of your brain hopefully catches up and you come fully awake. Now imagine you're also frozen solid. Imagine that your thought process is slowed down so much by the cryogenic process that even forming a single sentence might take years, centuries. That is the fundamental concept behind Souls at Zero, also inspired by a Perturbator song that I will be playing in the background. I haven't written this for any specific system, so there are no stats for the ship or the NPCs, just some names, some general descriptions and concepts. The basic concept is that the PCs are the crew of a bulk hauling ship on a long trip where there are human cargo of colonists heading to a mining outpost, and they themselves are in cryosleep for an extended period of time while the ship is running on autopilot. So this will work within any system, any setting that has cryosleep, like the upcoming Death in Space, Alien, Coriolis, or Traveler. During the trip, something bad happens that forces the ship's AI, the ship's computer, to begin shutting down non-essential systems to keep the crew alive. But when the computer starts shutting off the non-essential cryo chambers, the cargo and non-essential crew, the PCs become awake to deal with the situation, but only seems that way. In reality, they are more like, in a half awake state, still frozen in cryo, but they can interact with each other and with the ship in this kind of virtual environment that is mirrored to look like the ship. And when the PCs try to correct the computer's mistakes and put the energy back into the cryo systems, they come into conflict with what the computer is trying to do, and the computer is trying to stop them, distract them with something that seems more like a threat than what is actually happening. That instigating failure could be anything. I've given a D6 table for you to choose whatever you think is most interesting, and then the remaining 5 variants can be used by the computer as the distraction scenario, so the characters don't figure out what is really happening right away. Furthermore, I put some creepy sleep paralysis situations in there that might hint at the real nature of the scenario. For example, the characters are feeling cold no matter what they do, or they arrive at their destination without remembering the way. I've tried to anticipate what players might do in this situation and giving a few examples, but really it's a sandbox scenario and you'll have to improvise around what your players think is going on and what they are doing. And you can use that to your advantage. Take notes when the players are discussing what they think is going on, And whatever you think is most creepiest or what you think they are most afraid of becomes the distraction scenario. So suddenly there will be aliens on board the ship, massive system failure, or even ghosts and vampires appearing, whatever, until it becomes just this crazy nightmare. Now, when you're GMing this, you should focus on atmosphere, play creepy music, describe how rundown the ship is and how artificial the whole environment is. The only thing that is born in a natural way, or maybe not, are the characters themselves. Everything else, the air they're breathing, the food they're eating, it's all synthetic and recycled. Describe how they are out alone in the middle of empty space with no one in the vicinity of 100 years there to help them or even hear them radio for help for 20 years or for 100 years. Describe how there's just this tinfoil thin wall between them and the emptiness and the vacuum of space. Use this vacuum, use this space as a malevolent force that is trying to suck the life out of the player characters. And then add in all the stuff from your worst nightmares and see how the players can handle that. You'll find a link to the document and to the music in the video description. And if you end up running this scenario, let me know how it went in the comments below. Thanks for watching and goodbye.